10 things that can help you become a man. That is what I title this thought. So, this is a conversation that we've had in the past, and some of these things on this list I have shared. So, I thought I'd just make a video, create a thought, and put so far 10 things that can help you be a man. And when I say this, it's my definition of being a man. Like I always tell you boys, don't allow social media, don't allow people, don't allow anyone, anything to dictate what being a man means, what it is to be a man living in today's society. Seek within you. The answers are inside you. I always tell you boys, the answers are inside you. So seek within you so you can understand what it is to be a man, what speaks to you, and what it is that can align with your life to become a man, to become the man that you want to become. In general, though, to be a man, my thought, my perspective, to be a man is to serve, right? So understand that the life of a guy is hard. I always tell you guys, life should be hard if you're a guy, because we have the privilege to lead. We have the privilege to be here and serve our purpose, so then that way society can grow, society can heal, society can move forward in a healthy way. And that's the responsibility that as men we have. So be a man in my eyes. The first one that I wrote, and there's no specific reason for the order that I'm gonna give. I'm just gonna read them off. So love, the first one is always give love. No matter what, just express yourself in a lovely manner to people, to things, to nature, to yourself. Love. This could be a video alone on love, because coming from red pill ideologies, coming from things, toxic masculinity, like all these things for men, it's almost like we get pushed away from loving, from giving love, because we get scared. A mistake that people have in regards to love is that I'm going to love because I want to feel it back. I'm going to love because of this. It should not be like that. You should love just because it's in you, because you're putting it out there, because it's good energy, and you should not expect anything in return. If things come back from you expressing love, from you giving love, awesome. If nothing comes, if heartbreaks come, if negative things come out of you giving love, that's okay too, because your belief system, God, will see that. You will never do wrong by trying to do right, if that makes sense. So love, always give love. Never be afraid that it won't be returned to you. So be a man, love. Next one is self-esteem. So to become a man, to be a man, you have to think highly of yourself. And you have to understand the difference between ego and yourself, like you, who you truly want to become. Thinking highly of yourself in a way that it respects you, in a way that it honors you, your body, your thoughts, who you are. So self-esteem, we need high self-esteem. At times with self-esteem, people that don't have high self-esteem, that don't think highly of themselves, will think that you're arrogant, will even say, oh, that guy's just cocky. But it's not that. And again, that's where I make the distinction between ego, whatever it is that ego is telling you to think highly of yourself for, versus just true self-esteem from inside you of doing the work and saying like, I'm doing the work, I know who I am, I'm feeling good about myself. The next one that comes tied to that one is respect. So before you respect anyone or anything, respect yourself. Only then will you be able to truly respect. So the same, and this goes tied into the love aspect, right? We give love thinking that we're gonna get love in return. So with respect, as long as you're respecting yourself, if people are disrespectful towards you, and remember, we're not allowing people to walk over us, but just in a humble way, just keeping it just as a chill guy. If people are disrespectful to you, then understand how to not make them part of your life, or just understand how to navigate that. I can't tell you how to navigate disrespect because it has to be from within you. But if someone is being disrespectful to you, again, as long as you're being respectful to that person, as long as you're being respectful to yourself, you're creating your own vibe, your own energy, your own whatever it is that you want to call it, where people will eventually start coming into your life, and you'll send that message, right? It'll be translated and they'll be like, okay, this person respects themselves. I got to respect them too. This person respects me. Wow, this person makes me feel good. So therefore, let me respect. And again, if it's not returned, continue to just be a respectful young man. So respect, but respect yourself first. Work on that. Work on respecting yourself first before you're trying to be out there respecting everyone else and all that. And respecting yourself also gets tied to just how you view yourself, right? To self-esteem as well. So if you carry yourself in a good manner and you respect yourself, it'll show. People will be able to pick up on it. You yourself will be able to understand, like, man, like I'm working towards something. Like I'm doing well. I'm respecting myself. Therefore, I am considered a respectful young man, a respectful man, a respectful person. So respect, be a man. Next one, willing to learn. So never be closed-minded, but never be easily influenced. Always be willing to learn, whether it's for good or for bad, right? Whether it's learning what it is that you can do and the outcomes that it might come, or whether it is learning what you shouldn't do from people. Always learn. Always be willing to learn from everyone. It doesn't matter if they're a little bit of ego talk in this sense, right? So it doesn't matter if you're like very well versed in something and you're like, heck yeah, this is my thing. Like I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. Like I know this is my subject. If someone who's maybe not well versed in that subject, who's maybe not an expert as you are in that subject, and they're trying to teach you, or they're maybe having a conversation with you about it, never be quick to just close it off and be like, what am I going to learn from them? Like I already know. Like no. Learn. Be willing to learn on that end. That's always the hardest concept in a sense to understand and to allow it to happen. To learn from someone where you think you can't really learn, because again, that's a mistake. We can always learn, always. And then obviously it's much easier when you're trying to learn about a subject, when you're trying to learn about something and you just have no clue and you're talking to an expert, to someone who knows about it. At that point, it's much easier to be like, yeah, I want to learn. But always be willing and be wanting to learn from everyone around you, from everything around you. Be a man, be willing to learn. And then I tie this one to the other one. So the fifth one, curious. So be a man, be curious. Bring out that inner child, right? So view the world, view people from a lens of an innocent child, from the lens of your younger self, where it was like, I want to know, like, what is going on? Why is this happening? Why do people say this about this? Just in general, stay curious. There is so much about the world. There is so much about yourself to be curious about. And when you begin to be curious, you begin to educate yourself. You begin to learn new things. That's why I tied it to willing to learn, be curious. So be a man, be curious. Bring out that inner child. And when you view the world, when you're walking through the world, when you're interacting with people, have a little bit of that lens of that innocent child of like, oh, like everything is super positive. Everything is super cool. Even though at times we know the reality of some aspects of society that it's messed up in a sense. But again, if you're just with that lens that you can turn on and turn off of an innocent child that just wants to be curious about things, it helps you. It helps you understand. And at times it helps you be more empathetic towards people. Number 6, be a man, physical. So some sort of workout is needed. Some sort of working on your body is needed. You don't need to be a full-on bodybuilder. You don't need to be just super dedicated to the gym, super dedicated to building your physique. But some sense of urgency, some sense of wanting to is needed to become a man. And again, whatever it is that speaks to you, like this is something where I always tell you guys, like I'm happy with it, but at the same time, I do have my core workout. I have my little routine after work where it's like a workout for me, and I'm satisfied because when I do it, I'm like, heck yeah, like I'm putting in work, and I can see the results. So it's not like I'm just BSing, and that's the other thing. You'll know when you're actually like putting in work or not putting in work, and like in the physical aspect and in anything else in life, you'll always know, and you won't be able to lie to yourself, even though at times we accept the lies that we tell ourselves. So be a man, have some sort of physical work, right? Some type of like, hey, I'm doing this because I just want to feel good about myself. I want to look good for myself. Remember, these things are for you, not for anyone else, not so you can get girls, not so you can blah, blah, right? For yourself. And then number 7, tied to the physical, tied to some sort of workout, is discipline. So be a man, have discipline. Excuse me. The reason why I tied physical and discipline is because to me it's spoken, right? To me, this having my ab circuit, my ab workout routine after work has taught me discipline. At times I get home, I'm like, excuse me, another burp. I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I know I have to in a sense because I want to master my body. I want to master the ego. I want to master these thoughts where it's like, oh no, like be lazy, or no, like I'm me, right? We get to dictate how we go about it, not the other way around, right? Not our body, not our ego telling our mind, telling us like, hey, like let's not do this, let's indulge in this and all that. No, like you, right? You understand that you have power over yourself. So if you can't master or be willing to try to master discipline, then you will be easily moved. And this is, I've seen it so much where people have no discipline in any aspect of their life. They have no discipline, and then they're usually the first ones to be quick to change mind, right? To change thoughts, to be easily influenced, be easily moved. So just have discipline. Number 8, be a man, boundaries. High standards for yourself and for your life. So boundaries, whatever it is that speaks to you in regards to boundaries. For friends, for a potential partner, with work, with parents, with people, just in general, just understand what is a boundary you don't want people to cross for you, and for yourself too. What is a boundary that you're willing to set for yourself, that you're not willing to cross a boundary, right? And then to have high standards for yourself and your life, it'll speak as well, right? If you set boundaries for yourself, where you're like, okay, you know what, after 7 p.m. I'm not gonna go and eat junk food or something, and every time it comes to around 8 p.m., you give in. Not only not disciplined, but you're crossing your own boundary that you set for yourself. And that translates, people will be able to pick up on it. And because you're not following your own boundaries, because you can't keep yourself within your own boundaries, how can you expect people to also respect that? So boundaries, and this is majority of like the thing in regards to boundaries is so that you can elevate the standards you have for your life, for yourself. Number 9, wants and needs. Be a man, take care of your needs, and then enjoy the wants. Or you can do both. You can be taking care of your need and at the same time be enjoying your want. But remember that to be a man, you have to make sure that your needs are met first, or that your needs are being met as a priority. You can focus on taking care of your needs and then enjoying the wants, or side by side. But needs always have to be there. You always have to be taking care of your needs as a man. Then finally, number 10, be a man, have confidence. And what I wrote for this is the confidence will come from working on these things. So the 9 other things that I listed, from working on these things, and your other traits, whatever it is that comes to you, whatever it is that you want to add to your own list, whatever it is that you're like, you know what, this is what it speaks to me to be a man. So working on those traits will eventually give you confidence, will eventually allow you to understand where the confidence is coming from, and it'll be secure confidence. You'll be secure about what you're doing. It won't be ego related confidence where it's a little fragile, right? So have confidence, be a man. We'll continue to do the work, boys. We'll continue to add to this list, and we'll go from there.